Kings and queens, clash your swords. Yeah. Do it, baby. You kings and queens already know.
100 kings and 100 queens?
Show them who we are. Yeah. Got roar like a lion. Yeah. All right. This is a important PV. Why is it important? Because there is a total of 14 things here that is coming. I would say this year, okay? And you want to be present to see them all. So if you haven't subscribed as a member, joiner, or joiner member, joiner, subscriber member for $29.99 a month, or equity partner, let's just call it that, an equity partner in this channel. Go down to the description. It's in that box, in the description box, or it's by the subscribe button on the left side, and just click join, okay? And then you'll be prompted to pay the $29.99. If that ain't showing, then go in the description box, click that link right beside the join, the hashtag join, and then you can start. With that being said, we have that meeting, equity shareholder meeting on the 20th, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, okay? It is not a Zoom call. I don't up with Zoom. And all you assholes out there fucking with Zoom better leave it alone, because this is how y'all get brought into court digitally. They get jurisdiction over y'all using that. Unless you're going to use some kind of alias name. But even then, they know your IP addresses. They know your address. They look up your phone records, internet records with T-Mobile, AT&T. They're part of the government. Listen. I don't know if y'all know this, even with the banks, when you sign up with a bank account or one of these companies that do internet, you sign an agreement that states if they have to share information with the government, they will. So what's happening is with these courts, this child support, all these other similar things, they're acting as their government, but they're stepping out of their governmental capacity, which falls under the federal, because they're supposed to be working for the federal on the lower level, okay? But they're using their power to steal lawful money from y'all, okay? Now, when it comes to the internet companies, they share that information with them, and this is how they find out where you are and who you really are. So if you ever sign up for any internet service, you better use your king or your queen name. Again, I say this in plenty of videos. King name, you put king or queen, spell your first name backwards. That's what make it foreign. Then you put of, the, whatever the last name you were birthed with, born with, your mammy gave you, your pappy gave you at birth. That last name, a state. Don't use no Moorish name. Don't use no goddamn married name, because you cannot control your husband's estate unless he's dead. But at the same time, you still have to use yours. Your estate come before your husband's. Your husband's come before yours. Y'all supposed to work together on each other's estates. Because you can think about it. You're not merging your whole bloodline with his whole bloodline. You're just a piece of the puzzle of that bloodline merging with that husband. And he's just a piece of the bloodline. For him to bring both of y'all estates together and have both estates for y'all entire bloodline, your cousin don't have nothing to do with her. Your auntie damn sure don't got nothing to do with her. So why would she have to fall under her bloodline? You see where I'm going with this? You focus on what you have. You have to control your bloodline. Keep it your bloodline. You didn't get married to merge bloodlines. You got married to create a bloodline that still falls under both of y'all's. Okay? So when your son or daughter is born, they have two bloodlines. Okay? And then when you go back to the grandparents or the mommy and daddy, then now that's 4. Because he came from 2 and she came from 2. So it keeps going like that when you go back. So your bloodline is so gigantic. This is where step 8 of our 7-step process comes into play. That's why I always tell everybody, you better go watch Dane Calloway or How to Trace Your Bloodline. This is a lot of work, y'all. Okay? And based on that, Tuesday, the 18th, we're going to be showing this last tax filing with your social security number, because you don't supposed to be using that social. You're supposed to go into using the estate for 2 years, and then after that, you're going to using the with it. The king or queen don't have a social. So they're not under the jurisdiction of the United States who's tying you to that straw man. You control the straw man. You heard the saying, as they say, own nothing, control everything? Well, of course. The king controls it. But it's owned by your bloodline in the private. Okay? Now, again, there's a secret, there's an actual secret form that you're going to have to file that's in this video. Those who have the last tax filing, tax class, well, you already know what it is. Okay? There's 2 sides to this tax filing process. Okay? And I done told y'all what it was and gave y'all the hints, then showed y'all the other forms that go with it. And then when individuals come and say, oh, no, that's not what he said. It's not. How do we do this form? You've been in the class long enough to know. Shouldn't have to repeat myself. Order the tax class. I'm not going to repeat myself. So, just a reminder for those who haven't watched the other video, the 3-hour video, I suggest you watch it. Okay? There will be 10 videos released. We already released 1 as the 11th, but I'm taking the 10 topics that I was talking about in that 3-hour video. I think it's called, forgot the name of this thing. 10 questions or 10 steps about the lawful money process, one of those names. But I'll be taking each step or each one and putting it in a single video. Okay, that's one of the upcoming videos that's coming out. Well, that right there is 10. Okay, so we'll call those 10 lawful money videos, topics. Okay, all right, so right there you got 10 videos that's coming out, and then the one for the 1041, that makes 11. And then we have 4 more here I'm about to go over. And then after the 4 more, then there's 9 more. So let's see what the total of that is before we even move on. Cause we got, that's 15. 15 plus 9, baby. So that'll be 24 videos. Important videos that's coming out. Some of the later ones will be breaking down over the year, over the next course of months. I'm gonna say year, because I got a lot of things that'll come up, and like in the news or something like that, or some new knowledge I get, and I have to share it with y'all. I don't know why some are unsubscribing that's on the $29.99 thing and then resubscribing. I don't know why. Maybe you're just becoming a double equity shareholder. But I know if you left one and you're trying to come back, you don't get 2 deeds. It don't work that way. Now, if you got 2 emails and you're just doing another email for your sister, your brother, your wife or something, that's fine. I can deal with that. But just to let you know, I do have a report of everybody who's still active and the date you left or the date you joined. So don't think I don't know. YouTube is very on point with their analytics and their reports. So keep that in mind. You're being watched. Okay, so you're trying to pull a slick toughie. It ain't gonna work. When your ass don't get one of the invites for the meeting, don't ask why. You didn't get it, you already know. Okay? People are always asking for help. And all the while they coming on the channel just see one video and then they leave. Is it worth $29, $29.99 just to watch one video? Hell, it's worth way more than that. But some people like being cheap. That's all to it. But you're only cheating yourself. Call yourself a cheapskate. And they got the cheapskate arena where y'all can skate all day there. And that's where you get frivolous filings at. Okay? So, Tuesday the 18th, that's the 1041. Stop all these crazy frivolous filings. And those that are subscribing just to get this 1041 and think you can run off, no, there's 2 forms here. There's 2 sides. There's the tax side, then there's the private side. Okay? Which is the lawful money. There's 2 different filings. And there are 2 different processes for each one. In order to know that, you got to pay the $360 to get that tax class USB mailed to you. But before then, you need to sign an NDA. That's a non-disclosure agreement, confidentiality agreement. Okay? Keep that in mind. And when you get these forms, don't think you can just grab the form, mix it with somebody else's process, because if you do that, you will get a frivolous filing. It will not work. The process we have is the actual process on how it's supposed to be done. You know, when we was in tax school, this is one of the ways I learned the connect the dot process. Okay? Some of you think you're connecting the dots by what somebody else said. They're telling you from no experience whatsoever. Bastards lie and say they accountants. Bastards lie and say they tax preparers. Well, how deep of a tax preparer you were? Were you dealing with estates and trusts when you did taxes? If you didn't, sit your ass down. Were you a knowledgeable being of business? That is a good question. See, me, I had strong knowledge of business. Okay? Estates and trusts I learned as I came in this game on what the courts were running and from what the IRS showed us. So it was easy for me to adapt from what I learned from tax school into what we're doing now. And having a tight relationship with your energy, the Most High, that's why I'm able to give y'all what I give y'all today. So the last 1041, last tax file, excuse me, because you're going into the estate, from the estate into the investment account, which is your WIFIT trust. WIFIT, W-H-F-I-T. If you need to watch that video, you need to join today for $29.99. Go watch that video. I'll show you how to get the WIFIT, because you will need it. Okay? All right. The next thing is, next video that's coming out, and it should be coming in the next week or so. It will be a digital book. You can download it and get a deed. or you can buy the physical, which is $100. Now, the digital is going to be $14 to $20, maybe $25. Okay, but the physical book is $100, and it's called Children's Book of King Stevian, Story 1. Now, this book, grown-ups can read it. I love it. Honestly, I love it because it puts you in the perspective and the mindset of handling your estate like an empire. That's the purpose behind this book. People want war. They want to fight. But in this story here, King Stevian did not want to fight. He didn't want to go to war. But he was pushed to go to war. In the end, he had pride. But it wasn't about war. It was about how he had unity with the other tribes. And that's what this whole thing is about, of the 7-step process. Complete it, be free, get your lawful money, have your own face on your own money. You're your own country or your territory, and you trade with the other tribes. And you work in unison. And that's what this story is for those that need to get a great understanding of what this whole 7-step process is about. Get the book. It's great for your sons, your daughters, your grandbabies to read this book. You can read it to them, bedtime stories. So next week, sometime, or the week after, I will be reading this story. And I'll also be telling you how to get it, where to get it from, how to do the downloads. The downloads will come out before the actual physical book. The physical book will have Jamaican sand. It will have gold. I just got some new gold in, real gold. And might put the diamond quartz on there as well. But it is a great story. That video will be coming up. It's just like me turning the pages for y'all to see. Just reading it to you. Bedtime story. It's a good story also to just play at night. Put it on repeat. If you right click on the video on YouTube, that drop down menu will come up and you just click on loop. I'm telling you, just listen to that while you go to bed, and it'll put you in the perspective of running your empire the right way. Okay, great book, great book. On the 17th, there will be 7 high important questions answered about this secured private creditor process. Okay, 7 questions that was asked that people or kings and queens want to know, and I answered them. When I tell you they are the most important questions that anyone asked, anyone want to know, everyone want to know. These are that 7 for y'all moving forward, for the new structure of the new university that's going to be on YouTube. Yeah. This is what you need to hear. And that's coming up on Monday the 17th. Okay. The next video, got a documentary of my daughter with her Beauty in One studio. So if you're one of the ones that deal with makeup, hair, just type in Beauty in, the letter N, all caps, and the number 1, and then put in Tallahassee, Florida. Okay, and you could order some off of her site for your hair, you know, but make sure in the notes section you let her know that you heard it here with her dad, King Stevian. All right. The next video is the video I promised y'all. I gave y'all a snippet of it, of my granddaughter, which is my daughter V, her daughter Destiny. Destiny started playing basketball. She really couldn't find out where she wanted to fit in, what she wanted to do. She do have a song that I recorded with her when she was 8, and I'm gonna release that real soon. I might release that, matter of fact, with the video. Put a note here. And what I'm going to do on the children's book, I'm going to release Kaylee's song. Either it's going to be I'm 100, and I think that's the song I'm going to do, because she do have a new song coming up after that, which I might put on the children's album with all my grandbabies. So we're going to release Kaylee's song, I'm 100. And then on Destiny's, on D with Destiny game, we're going to release her song that she recorded the first time, okay? So that's her full game, all right? If y'all didn't watch the 3-hour video in it, I told y'all this is her first time ever playing basketball. She came in, learned quickly, and y'all seen the snippet preview of it where she stole the ball, went down, and made the point. Amazing. But she won her first championship. That is amazing. First time ever playing, became good, great, and won a championship. But watch that 3-hour video and you'll hear the story of it. All right? But that video is coming out soon as well. Then, like I said, we got the 10 lawful money videos, the different questions that I'm breaking down in each of its own video. Okay? So, now, with that being said, those are the main ones I wanted to share with y'all. But be on the lookout Monday for that 7 questionnaire of the highly important SBC video questions. All right? Now, after those, these are the videos that are playing and coming up. So again, if you haven't subscribed today to be an equity partner, and you will be in our meeting on the 20th. And for those that just joined this month, you got to wait a full 30 days before you get a check. So you have to be here for a full month of this month, and then you wait next month to get the check. You can't just jump in thinking, oh, I came in this month, I get a check this month. No, it don't work that way. That was a month in a hole. Okay? So, the first of the next videos after this list I just gave you is the 1099K process. What is that for? Well, if you have PayPal, if you get Social Security, if you get food stamps, anybody who pays you through a card, you do the 1099K on. Why? Because they are a third-party transactioner, which they flip it around on you again, and they go to the treasury and get the money. But I'm going to show y'all how to get that back, the full process on what you have to do. Now, I have a new platform that I will be using, and I'm debating should I use that for our monthly university subscribers that's supposed to be on YouTube, but we might go to this platform and use it over there. I'm see how I can structure it over there, and we might be over there. It'll be cheaper than the 150. I can tell you that right now. It might be something like maybe 110. That's what it might be, or 115. I don't really want to knock nobody's head off. I tell y'all all the time, I'm not about money. But in the 7-question video that's coming Monday, I explain about that, about money and what motivates me. It ain't money. But you got to watch that video to know. But the 1099K process video will be coming after those line of videos there. Can't wait till the new things start. The new university, restructuring. Yeah. And that way I can break this process of the 1099K down without you having to be in a class, hear everybody's questions, this and that. If you got any questions, leave it in the comment section. That's the way I'll be answering y'all questions. Instead of people cutting somebody off, that's so disrespectful. Talking so damn much because you're trying to stall, trying to change the narrative of the whole thing. That won't happen no more. You get the knowledge straight, you write it down, no one's there to interrupt you but your husband who's trying to fill on your dang booty, girl. All right, next video. Postal trust account. Telling you the truth in this video, as I already did in the birth certificate class, okay? We talk about the 18 USC 8, 12 USC 411, 31 USC 3123, and 31 USC 3727 in this one, and how it plays part with this so-called postal trust account. Is it real or is it fake? You'll find out. That's coming after the 1099K video, okay? Now, the third one is stop any mortgage case, okay? Got everything listed for you. Gonna show you what to do, how to do it in detail like a class. So when you look at these videos that's coming, it's like it's a class, okay? Step by step by step by step by step, detail by detail by detail by detail, code by code by code by code. Now, if you just want to be a lazy bum and not take care of your household, that's what some of you want to do. Because you don't want to work. You want to sit around all day and get a big fat beer belly. That's what I call a lazy bum. Okay? But stop any mortgage case or account. That's another one coming out after the postal account video. Next, triple your food stamps and Social Security and disability money with lawful money. So I'm going to show y'all, which also relates back to the 1099K. Okay? But I might merge those two together since they're very, 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 very similar. Okay? Because it's pretty much the same thing. Okay? But that's one of the videos right there. And that one will come after stop any mortgage case. So triple your food stamps, Social Security, and disability money. That comes after that one. Next, we got a highly anticipated video for those that are married, those that had marriage licenses. You have never, ever been married. How in the hell can some living be married in the dead? The dead don't marry. So what are y'all doing? Having dead sex? Y'all having intercourse. If y'all don't know what intercourse is business. It is not sex. I learned this from a mother that used to be in our group, and when I looked it up, she was actually absolutely correct. Intercourse is business. This is why a child is a subsidiary of a corporation. You don't want a child, you want an offspring. Just call him a youngin'. But the truth about marriage, that's this video here that will be coming out. I will be coming from the scriptures. I will be coming from the codes. and show you that you never, ever been married. And I will tell you this. The scripture says a 3-strand cord is not so easily broken. That's you, your spouse, and the Creator. And notice Christ ain't nowhere in there. But Christ is God. I'm God because I'm one with him. Checkmate. So, all these past marriages that y'all done had, y'all gonna have to get rid of those, settle the debt on those, go get y'all lawful money on those. And make sure you split it with your ex-husband. Don't be greedy. He was in that mess as well. And if you know somebody that's married, tell them they better subscribe. $29.99 to see this. These videos right here would be for the members only, by the way. Now, the first set that I gave y'all, those will be available for y'all except the 1041. Okay? All the other 5 you will be able to see. The first ones I gave y'all. Okay? So, the truth about marriage, show you how you're really supposed to marry, how you really divorce, and why you were never married. The next video is your straw man is your monopoly to keep. Okay? It's really important that you know about your IP. Your straw man is a business. It operates a certain way. So think about the way you've been operating as your straw man all your life. If you did it according to the state, their laws, then that's their IP. This is why they control you, because they want to monetize you. They want to control you using their process. That's their IP. But if you change it up and you operate the way you need to operate in the private, that's a private IP. And they cannot tell you what to do. That's how your straw man moves. Have you ever played Monopoly and they tell you your dog got to move a certain way? It does when you pull the card. That's why you got to void the card. That's the state. They control the cards. But it's time you control the cards. And you'll learn that in this video. Your straw man is your monopoly to keep. All right? Collect $200. If you pass them, ahead the courts, spend on the houses that you got. But how do you get your lawful money? Have you ever played Monopoly and you just got the dollar bills but you didn't get the lawful money? We need to create a new game called the SPC game, and we're going to talk about the lawful money and how you get that when you pass go. And by the way, when you pass go, what is that called? That's called a GO bond. GO bond is general what? I think it was general obligation bond. Meaning, write this here. Just want to write this down here real quick. But that is what you're supposed to have when you're in commerce. Okay? So we're going to have to incorporate that in there, in the game, when we do it. The next video, after your straw man is a monopoly, and after the video, The Truth About Marriage, is the W-2 payout. We already went over this briefly in another video, but this one I'm going to show you the class, exactly how to do it. Most of these things that you're going to be doing, like 1099K and the W-2 and pretty much everything else, feeds off of the 1041 last tax filing. But I teach you now how to operate with the estate. Depends on how many years it's been since you had it. If you had that estate number longer than 2 years, you should not be using your estate number. you're going to wind up getting a frivolous filing. You should be operating with the with it. Okay? So your W-2 payout of old lawful money. I already showed y'all the beginning of that, but I want to show you how to file it. Now, those that got the last tax filing, you can do your W-2 as your last tax filing. You can. You got the accepted for value, accepted for credit, template, you can move. It's pretty much the same thing. Instead of using a bill, you're using a W-2. But I'm going to go a little bit more in detail so that way you will not get confused. And I'm going to break every last one of those things down of the deductions on how to do those. Because if you got 5 different deductions on your W-2, then you're going to have to do a tax filing for each one separately. Okay? But the W-2 payout comes after your straw man is your monopoly. All right, the next to last video is how to report tax fraud. So I go into detail in this video telling y'all what forms to use, when to use them, how to use them, how to fill them out, when to fill them out, when to send them out, who to contact, when to contact them, and everything else that goes with that you must do in order to make these forms work. Okay? But we all know the dispute ladder, do a DLT, is the very first one. It's the very first one you have to do. Okay? Now, if you're dealing with a company that's online and they're cheating you, there's another company that you reach out to that I just spoke with Fidelity about, and they gave me this information. If they're dealing in the cyber crimes, then there's a department that you reach out to. I will give that information in this video as well. How to report tax fraud. That video is coming after the W-2 payout video. Now, the last video that everybody, is another highly anticipated video that everybody been waiting on. Everybody, including you. You might not know it, but you've been waiting on it. Yeah, you've been waiting on it. You've been driving around with a title to your car, okay? You don't own the car. Why? Because it's registered with the state. They control it because they have your MCO, and they claim they ripped it up, shredded it up. No, once you get a new MCO, COO, MSO, so it's MSO, MCO, and a COO. Those are the 3 names that they use in the corporate arena. Okay? And as the company told us, once you get a new one, then it replaces the old. You have to put the state on notice. And then when you do your MCO, you get it copywritten. You get it patented in your local state. Or I would do it full faith and credit. So once you get it authenticated in your state, then you get it authenticated on the federal level. Now it's good in every state, and you can drive, or ride, or travel state to state without any problems because they can't cross your patent. They can't violate your copyright. Again, I told you earlier in one of the other videos that the reason why the state is controlling you, and that was the one about the marriage, because you are using their license, you are using their patent, and they're controlling you because you're using some of theirs, their IP. Their IP is a bunch of data that's collected, and that's how you're able to do a copyright or a patent. They take it from the private, put it into the public. You are the one using it in the public. And they do a cooperative agreement with the police, the sheriff department, to make sure them to enforce, law enforcement, enforce the patent is being done correctly or used correctly. This video here will tell you the steps on how to get free from their title, their license. And hopefully by the time this video come out, we will have our own license for us to do our own commerce. A license is only issued from the owner. Then you have to sit there and manage it, oversee it, get some enforcement agencies to make sure you're doing it correctly. That's why they're called law enforcement, because they have cooperative agreements. I learned this from studying child support. You attack the cooperative agreement and everything shuts down. Okay? So, if we wanted to do a cooperative agreement, which the world government should be doing this anyway, this is why no one want to recognize a lot of these things people do and put out there, because you haven't created a cooperative agreement. Okay? So this video is going to give you 9 things that you will have to do to get this done. Okay? This is very highly anticipated. I know a lot of beings been waiting on it. It's supposed to came out last year, but it didn't. Okay? Now this video here is coming out after how to report tax fraud. Okay? So, that is it. That is it right there. So, 1041. The 1041 video on how to fill that out, along with the other form that you're going to be filling out, is going to be out Tuesday, the 18th. Before that, Monday, there are 7 highly important questions that are answered, that everyone in the university, everyone outside the university, want to come in the university, need to know, desire to know, want to know, has to know. And those answers will be out Monday. So Monday and Tuesday, those 2 videos are going to drop. One is going to be for the public, that's the one for Monday, and the one Tuesday for the 1041 will be for members only. Okay? So, again, go down in the description box, subscribe as a joiner member, and you will get that sauce there. But know that there are other things and other forms that need to be filled out. You cannot mix this with someone else's process. So don't think you can get it and run off with it and try to incorporate it in yours, because some of you damn fake ass gurus are being a member joiner only because you want to get that process. That's why a lot of you become joiners, because you just want to get the knowledge and try to mix it with your bull crap. You can't do this. Telling you, cannot. You will lose. You are gonna lose. Some of these people out here don't even care if you get a frivolous filing. I care, but I can't be out there trying to save everybody who got frivolous filings. And just because they say you're gonna get a refund doesn't mean that. Now, if they sent you a letter saying you're gonna get a refund, they're warning your ass. They don't tell you you're going to get a refund. The only reason they're saying that because they're giving you time to strain your shit out. That's why they're telling you. Are you sure you want this refund? Because within 5 years, we're going to come back and we're going to get you. Ask the Morris brother who called me and took $500,000 because this Morris group showed him, hey, this is how you do it. Same thing with a queen, an elder mother. Got the $500,000, so they were doing the same process. They don't even know each other. They called me different times. And then the IRS want to put a lien on a house and all this stuff here. Can't run forever. This is what happens when y'all want to just get the bag. And this one guy had the freaking nerve to get the money. He got it because he was trying to pay off his house. Instead of paying off his house, he doggone spent the $500,000. You dumbass. Dumb. Then his house went on foreclosure. Went up for foreclosure. So you had the IRS coming after you, and then the mortgage company coming after you. That was just idiotic, because if you put it in your home, Your home never should be in your name. It should be in your 9-8 numbers name. That way, the domestic can't come after you. Everything should be in trust. Then the IRS want to come after him. So you got a lien from the IRS while the mortgage company is coming after you. So it's first in line, first in time when it comes to that. Because now the IRS has to be paid off before the house can be released. Then after it's released, then the mortgage company come and sell the rest of your house. Or the rest of the deed. Boy. Man. You know, it's been a rough ride. Rough ride. Doing all this stuff. Oh man. Got some things here that I'm looking at completing. Been behind on a lot of stuff. Let me look up this code real quick. Gotta look up a code before I get out of here. One of the kings got me on the phone. And let me say this for you out there who keep trying to do your own research on things. Trust the person that is in front of you, give you this stuff. Of course, they need to show their proof, right? But going researching on your own, that doesn't always work. Because then you're leaning to your own understanding. You shouldn't be leaning to your own understanding. What you should be doing is taking and trusting what, and I'm using myself as an example, what the king say. When you try to go in and lean to your own understanding, I've seen this happen with people in the group. They go read and they think they got it. You don't got it. Oh, I'm doing my own research, I'm gonna see if it works. As soon as they change something from what I said, they didn't get what they supposed to get, like the Fins and Gems number. Like King Heru was talking about, hey, I'm not gonna do a loss. I'm not gonna do a loss. Well, how the hell is the IRS and the Treasury gonna give you back your damn money? It's a loss on your damn book. What, you gonna keep adding on when you really take it away? If I give you $1 million, I have to deduct that out of my book, and that is a loss to me. It's lower than what it was. If it was $1 billion, it's less than is $100 million less than $1 billion now. If I gave you 100 million. You know, some people don't know simple math. I learned this in business school. I learned this from my accountant. I learned this from my instructor, who was my accountant. So I got the knowledge and started doing the stuff on my own. You know, it's very sad, very. I wanted to go over here and pull in this code. Y'all pull up this code here. Where were we? Just were on it. 31 USC. Then I'll get out of here. 1321. I told this king I might have seen this before, but I'm finna pull it up live with you. Okay, so this is the thing he was saying, which he's wrong about. And I did briefly look at this. He was saying, oh, they got to give everything back to the beneficiary. Okay, the trust funds comes from the canon laws. Okay, so as you became a slave or subject to Rome or Great Britain, the United States piggybacked or stemmed from those canon laws that run each department. And I told y'all this before. They have all these different trusts set up, okay? But are you in one of those trusts? Have you put a claim in for any of these trusts that the United States have. Who is these trusts for? Read up on them and study them. Library of Congress Trust Fund, permanent loan. They use those funds to loan out. That's why they come after you when you don't pay your student loan or PPP loan. I think that's what it's called. But he was saying in general, oh, they got to return back the funds. This is what I mean by being narrow. Not necessarily narrow-minded. But you got people teaching you this stuff, and they're teaching you wrong. He was saying, oh, no, they got to give back the funds to the beneficiary. You're not a beneficiary of none of these damn funds here. And if you are, you need to look at them to see if you're part of it. These are for the United States. For them operating, okay, for their operations and things that they're supposed to do for others. But you're not a beneficiary really in this. You might benefit, okay? But yeah, for certain funds out of these trust funds, it's like kind of like a charity, you have to submit paperwork. Like one for the Indian tribes, miscellaneous trust funds of Indians. That goes into 25 CFR 1200, or it might be 25 USC 1200. It might be CFR. That's those funds. Are you an Indian? Well, you need to claim your status as an Indian. Then, once you join the tribe, then you're able to get those funds, but you don't get them. The chief of your tribe gets it, and then that chief of that tribe gives it to you. So I can go down each one of these funds here and break them down. They got ships, stores, profits, Navy. Are you part of the Navy? So no, when you just come and someone told you this, oh, you got to be giving this to the beneficiary. The beneficiary are the ones that apply for those funds. Putting their claim in that they're an Indian. Putting their claim in that they're blind for the blind fund. See what I'm saying? Showing that they're a worker or education being, or, you know, we got to line up with the fund. So, brother, you were wrong on that. You were very wrong. Whoever taught you that, slap them in the face. This is what I mean. Stop leaning to your own understanding. I'm glad I went into this last, because it links back to those who are leaning to their own understanding, trying to understand and overstand things on their own. All I can do is shake my head. You know, and I explained this in the interview, but y'all really need to hear that interview. 7 questions, important, highly important questions answered by me. My God. Well, that's it. That is it. On that note, if y'all use this information to get free, do not blame me. Blame the L, the O, the R, the D. Won't he do it? Oh, yes, he'll do it. So what you need to do is get this knowledge and start to pursue it. I'm King Stevian, representing for the 100 Kings and the 100 Queens. I am out. Peace. Don't forget, Monday the 17th, the 7 highly important questions answered. And Tuesday the 18th, but you must be a member, joiner, equity shareholder for $29.99 a month. Go in the description box, click that, and join today. Tell your friends, your family, or your tribe, your brother, sister, uncle, daddy, whoever they be. They need to know this. They need to know these things. They need to be able to get ready for these videos to come out so they can learn and be free. Okay? But as I say, don't blame it on me. Blame it on the LORD. Tuesday the 18th, 1041. Showing you how to fill it out. Avoid the frivolous violence. I'm out. Peace.